As your leader, I pray for what our Heavenly Father wants for each of us, and that is to be or become active members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, proceeding forward on the covenant path into the eternities.
Hi there, and welcome back to Be or Become. Thank you for watching or listening. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to talk about two different Jacobs and their teachings and experience. The first Jacob is from the Book of Mormon. He's Jacob, the son of Lehi. And the second one is Jacob, son of Isaac, in the book of Genesis. There's a lesson that I found from both of these Jacobs, and I want to tie it together today. So first I'm going to talk about Jacob from the Book of Mormon, the son of Lehi. Jacob is really well known for his chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the Allegory of the olive tree. It's a huge chapter. It's known for being huge. And when I think of Jacob chapter 5, I think, okay, I have to either gear up for a big long session or split it up. I split it up last time. I didn't want to tackle it in one go. But I got from this last reading a really cool lesson, I think. Now, let me give a quick summary of Jacob 5. If you're not familiar with it, I highly encourage you to go read it on your own. But like I said, you have to gear up for it. It's a long chapter. Here's a rough summary of the allegory of the olive tree. There's a Lord who has a vineyard, the Lord of the vineyard. He has servants, and he plants olive trees. Throughout this allegory, there are many seasons where the Lord plants, he nourishes, he prunes, he takes care of these trees, and he harvests either good fruit or bad fruit. If there's bad fruit, he will prune them back. He will transplant. He'll take some of one tree and then transplant it to another part of the vineyard and plant it or graft it into other trees. And there's a series of events of like grafting, moving, nourishing, waiting, harvesting over and over until finally the vineyard is bringing forth good fruit, and he's gathering it and separating it, and there's a final separation of the good fruit and the bad fruit. And eventually the vineyard is done and it burns. That's kind of that's a rough summary. But what you see in here is the Lord of the vineyard doing all these things, and there's some things that he does not do. And that's what stuck out to me, is who does what. Now, the Lord of the vineyard and the servants, he does all the planting, the pruning, the taking care, the providing, the nourishing. And then at some point, he has to just wait and see. And it's the trees that have to grow. It's the trees that have to decide, okay, I'm going to take this nourishment and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to provide good fruit, or I'm going to provide bad fruit. I take it as kind of, it's the tree. It's in the hands of the tree, right? He does all he can and he waits. He's like, let's see what happens. And sometimes it bears good fruit. Sometimes it bears evil fruit. But the Lord does not choose what kind of fruit. The Lord just provides all that he can. He says multiple times, what more could I have done for this, my vineyard? And he weeps. He's sorrowful because some of the fruit is bad. Some of the trees go bad. He does not want to lose his vineyard. So I think it's really interesting that the Lord does things to help this vineyard grow. But if you've ever had a garden, you know that there's some point where you just have to let the plant grow. You can't force a plant to grow. All you can do is provide for this plant, take care of this plant, protect the plant. You can, like this Lord did, he grafted, he transplanted, he did all he could for this vineyard, but the vineyard had to grow on its own. I think we are the plants. I think we are the ones that have to receive all this stuff. We have to receive this nourishment. We have to be pruned back sometimes. We have to be transplanted. We have to be grafted into different situations. We have to endure all that, but we have to grow. We have to grow ourselves. We have to choose to grow. We have to choose to accept what God has given us. Okay, that's the first story. The second one is Jacob's son of Isaac in the Bible. Now there's multiple stories I could talk about with Jacob, but I'm going to talk about how Jacob earned the birthright, or he got the birthright, received the birthright. And we can understand the birthright to mean the covenant relationship with God. It could be symbolic of the covenant relationship with God, which includes both responsibilities and great blessings. Why did Jacob get this? He was actually the second born of Isaac. The firstborn was Esau. And Esau had the right to the birthright. But Esau was a wicked man. He did not want the birthright. He came to Jacob one day and he said, "I'm hungry, feed me." And Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright." Jacob wanted the birthright. Esau did not want the birthright. So Esau said, "What use does this birthright have to me?" And it even says that he hated the birthright. He just had no interest in it. Think about that. Here's Esau. He had all this opportunity to receive what God had provided for him, for what his father provided for him. Like, it's symbolic of God's covenant. But Esau turned it away just for some food, some pottage, and some bread. And Jacob wanted this. He wanted this covenant relationship. He wanted this responsibility and all the blessings from the birthright. So that's the second story. In both of these stories, notice the element of choice, of agency. Esau chose to give up his birthright. Jacob, Esau's brother, chose to obtain the birthright. He wanted the birthright. This is like God's covenants today. We don't inherit the birthright without any choice. We can be born into the covenant, but ultimately we have to choose to accept the covenant to be able to receive all of God's blessings. But we have to choose to accept the covenant and the responsibility. We have to choose to grow. We have to choose to bear fruit. We have to choose. And in both of these stories, this element of choice and blessings, the blessings that come because of the fruits, the good fruit, because of our choices, is evident. And I loved just putting this together. It was completely unintentional, but it came up in my reading, and I thought it was a great coincidence. Maybe it's not a coincidence, but that's what I have to share with you. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Please leave a comment, question, and some ratings, some feedback. I really appreciate it, and I would love to hear from you. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.